Okay, everybody, welcome to Health Coach Training. It is March 21st. Some of us just got back from the incentive trip, and Paula Holt, myself, and Katie Quinn were chatting about how it was cool. We had quite a few people on our team that had earned the trip, but we were talking about how we want to have even more and just take over with Team Holt and everyone in our organization next year at the incentive trip. So yeah, we have some time until the announcement will be made for exact qualifications. That announcement will be made at National Convention. So I encourage you to put those dates in your calendar, and we'll talk a little about National Convention. But that is, if you want to grow, I almost see it as, unless someone's getting married, that it's almost a non-negotiable. And if you're wanting to take your health to the next level, just being there is so cool. It's actually open to clients even. So it's open to everyone in the Take Shape for Life community. So we really want to represent as coaches and be there, and we're just going to have a blast. We always, as you've probably seen, we always have fun when we're together. So anyway, in the meantime, I want to chat over a couple of key things that we could all start working on now to set ourselves up for good growth, to qualify for the incentive trip next year. And they're practical things that will apply to you right now for growing your business. So and just taking care of the people you already have. So if you have a desire to grow more or support the people that you love and that you're supporting now really well, then we're glad that you're here. So just to go over a couple of things. So first thing tonight is the Get Healthy and Thrive client support page. So first off, can I just say, wow, that page is like a life of its own. I feel like the way people talk about it, it's just becoming its very own person. Like, it's crazy. So it's just really exciting to watch that. And I really wanted to just kind of chat with you guys about that, because it's like 95%, if not more even, positive and just encouraging and wonderful, and exactly like the culture we would want it to be. Because let's be honest, if we want something to be healthy like that is, has more than 1,000 people, we have to kind of shepherd it a little bit as coaches and protect it for our clients, for the occasional rogue person that gets in there. But so I wanted to comment on that and just say that, if there's someone that that's a client that maybe says something inappropriate or is just posting about Medifast meal replacements all the time or something like that, where you think it might take away from the culture a little bit of it really just being positive and about health in general and not necessarily down one strict path, then I don't feel bad about it, number one, because it's happened to all of us, right, Paula? And any other people that have been around here for a while, you're all of a sudden like, oh, that's interesting. So, but just, notify one of us and just keep a lookout so that we can keep it super duper healthy. And the reason is not because we want to be controlling, but that the people on there, we want our clients to continue to see that value in it that we have now. And I only say this because it is getting so big, and we want to be intentional with something that is so big like this. We want to be intentional to keep it healthy. So some of the things you can be doing to help preserve that culture, I would encourage you all to make your own posts at least weekly, and to comment daily, every other day if you're a less active coach, but to be engaged. That's going to be huge for your health journey, but they'll also help you assist us to keep the culture really pure. So that's something I want to ask. And some great examples of wonderful things to post is encouraging quotes, or even encouraging like little picture posters, or a lean and green recipe, occasionally like a holiday recipe where you can, get a creative idea for something like that, like Easter or something like that. But we do just kind of want to watch it and make sure it's not all about the food or all about all before and after pictures. You know what I mean? Keeping it diverse, and so it serves the bigger community. And then as you're introducing clients, yay, it's so exciting that people are joining. Keep on doing what you guys have been doing of really trying to introduce people just maybe once a week. So if you start 5 clients, we don't need 5 separate posts in a week. Most of you get that. Awesome. But for the newer coaches, that's what we do. And to make sure that we're not simply saying, hey, welcome this person to this community. I love to do an encouraging tip or something of value to everyone and then say welcome to that person, so that it doesn't become, when we first started doing it, it was like became this huge flood of welcoming everyone, which is so exciting that so many people are getting healthy, but keeping that value there. But yeah, just wanted to speak on that. And then I also wanted to chat with you guys. Sorry, I'm looking down here at my notes. I wanted to chat with you about your clients that are brand new clients and getting ready to start their second month. So Paula and I kind of rediscovered a gem in the Simple Systems document. And it is a video, like an 8-minute video that goes over how your client's going to order their second month of their B-Slim, on their B-Slim. And this is really key because we obviously always order for clients their first month, right? We enroll them with the B-Slim Optimal Favorites Kit. And unless there's like a really unique situation of, they're doing 3 and 3, or they have some dietary restrictions, which is pretty rare. So almost always the B-Slim Optimal Favorites Kit. And then their second month, they are then trying to figure out how to order. So if you go to page 8 on the Simple Systems, which by the way, that is on the whole team page. That is under, Paula, are you thinking about pulling that up? I saw you looking. Okay, if she can pull that up and screen share, that's awesome. But under the whole health coach page, under files, there's a Simple Systems doc. Click it, and I think it's about page 8 is where this video is. And I like to set a reminder for myself, like right after I sign up a client, 2.5 weeks later, I like to set the reminder that, hey, they're going to get that 3-week reminder in a couple days for doing their next month's order. And then you can just shoot them that video, simple as that, and say to them, hey, let me know if you have any questions. You want to pick out about 24 boxes. That will give you enough to have all your favorites towards the end of the month when you're running low. And so check out that video if you haven't yet. And then I wanted to encourage you guys, and this will actually roll into our national convention conversation too. In regards to B-Slim, I just want to encourage us all to make sure we are leading in our health. We always tell clients that ask us, hey, do I need to do this for like the rest of my life? Do I need to have a B-Slim for the rest of my life? And the answer is always, you don't have to do anything. Just like you don't even have to get healthy. But if you want to have grab-and-go options that are balanced, you might want a B-Slim order every month, because it's you're going to find as you're getting healthier that there aren't going to be middle-of-the-aisle grocery store options that are grab-and-go that have that carb-and-protein balance. And that's what we kind of share for our people. And so I want to ask you guys as coaches, and no guilt here, but are you leading in your health? Do you have a monthly B-Slim going through? And not only for yourself, but are you supporting the system that you're a part of and plugged into? Because we don't have that requirement, but I know for me, I always do a B-Slim order every month, set on either the first or second day of the month, just to support my coach and to make sure I'm branding myself in my health and grabbing my optimal health bar, and for people to see that when I'm out and about. So if you have questions about that, ask your business coach, but I found that to be pretty powerful. But it also qualifies you if you have an order of over 150 for a lot of different incentives they do throughout the year. So that's a really important thing to take note of as well. But one last thing, do you guys know how the office emotions sometimes at the end of the month, when you're trying to check, like, how am I doing? How are my coaches doing? Have you ever noticed how it's a little slow? That's because of so many orders that go in at the end of the month. So if we as coaches can set our orders to go through, if possible for you, our B-Slims in the first week, worst case scenario, the first month, the first 2 weeks of a month, then that frees us up, and hopefully eventually Office in Motion won't have that lag behind. And I'm really proud of the Wood organization, because we've been recognized for overall being a group that has most of our B-Slims at the beginning of the month. And if we could do that as a whole throughout Take Shape for Life, we maybe wouldn't have that lag at the end of the month. So let's see if we can set that record and get that going on our team. I think that would be really cool to just make that something that we do. And anyway, I would love for you all to right now, unless you're on your phone, then you might want to write it down, but grab your phone. I want you to open up your calendar. Yes, I see you all. Grab your phones. And Thursday, July 21st is National Convention. Paula is going to talk with you a little bit about why this is so important, and Katie Quinn is going to give some tips for how to grow your business between now and then, and to grow to also earn the incentive trip for next year. But National Convention is key for growth and also to earn the incentive trip next year. So I want you to put it in your phone. It starts Thursday night, July 31st. Even if you don't think that it's going to happen for you, I want you to go ahead and stop and put it in your phone now so that you know it's there. So as you're planning family vacations, you have it to think on. Paula, would you like to add anything to that?
No, I'm so glad you said it. Number one, it's a lot of fun. Those of us who go, there's just a camaraderie and some, friendships that build, so that throughout the year we actually, I don't know, it just feels like we work as a unit. We have a lot of coaches who have come, and it's the first time that their spouse gets to come and see what Take Shape for Life is all about. And most people who've been to conventions before, are used to it to be a sales presentation or a raw type thing. And people are very surprised that ours is more about personal development, hearing the heart and the culture and how big our mission is, as well as many workshops that you can go to that fit where you are in your business that help you. If you're a brand new health coach, there's a track just for you to just help you be able to share from your heart. And if you're bringing on health coaches and you want to know how to help them, there's a track for that. And anyways, it's wonderful. If just price is an issue, please talk to your health coach, because let's get creative. Believe me, we've all been there. And the first time you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know how cool it is until you're there, and then you're like, I'm never missing this again. But it's going to be in Austin, Texas. Number one, come a day before and lay in the sun with us by the pool. That's super fun. But yeah, I have brought several people who were only clients or not even clients, because it's a great time for them to look at the opportunity full on. They see the whole spectrum and they can see if it's a right fit for them. So if you have people who are looking at it in that way, invite them to come. Yeah, we can help them room up if they want to share on cost of rooms. But yeah, we are excited for you all to be there. I believe last year we had, well over 50 from our group. And so we expect way more than that, probably around 100 this year. And it's really fun. We'll do some team things that are just fun for us. Okay, back to you, Megan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to share. And let me just share from my heart that my first national convention, I did not know. I had no idea how powerful it was going to be, and the friendships I was going to form. Like, wow. I mean, this business and this organization is just incredible. And if nothing else, I would still do it just for the friendships I've developed through it. It's been just awesome, and the personal development. But the fact that it's a sustainable business too is really awesome. So I would love to have Katie Quinn, Integrated Regional Director, hop off of mute too. And I would love for her to share something that, as her business coach, I've watched her explode in this past year, like literally only been coaching for a year. And this is something she's done in times when she's wanted to develop and grow her frontline volume a little bit. So if you're thinking to yourself, how could I get to National Convention? Okay, I'd like to grow my frontline volume a little, I'd like to start some coaches. Here's a little tip that she can give you to help you do that so that you can afford to go to National Convention. Katie, can you pop off mute and share?
Yeah, thanks, Meg. So like both Paula and Meg were saying, National Convention was a pivotal point for me last year. Like Megan said, you don't know what you don't know. And then once you're there, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is so much bigger than this small group that we're with right now. It's really proud to especially be on our team. So I decided in November that I was ready to make my frontline volume explode. So I'm going to talk about this from a business standpoint first, since we're all coaches, and then I'll talk about it a little bit from a personal standpoint of what it did too. So from a professional standpoint, I encouraged all my clients to share their before and afters, because just like how you heard tonight on client support, before and afters are super powerful. They are what make people realize, hey, there's a visual that goes with this transformation that someone's experiencing. And sometimes people don't realize how much of a transformation has occurred until they see the picture. Even like ourselves, right? Like you see a picture of yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, should I really look like that? Or, oh my gosh, am I really that small now? And so pictures are just super powerful. And so what I did in November is I said to all my clients, hey, and I messaged all of them, or I said it to them on the phone. I said, hey, I'll give you $10 if you share your story on Facebook and you tag me in it. And I said, I'll give you 15 if you include a picture with it. And I just did cash on account. And so with that, it was, I had some clients take me up on that and I had some not. And so I had about 7 people decide, yeah, I'm going to go for that. And it was awesome. So they did that. And then as soon as they posted that, I friended every single person who liked or commented on that photo. Okay. Now remember, this is big growth. This is not like I just want to put in 10 minutes. This is a little bit of a time commitment. But with those 7 people, I friended every one of those people. And then I had a notepad and I made a list of all those names. Some people had, 13 people like it. Some people had well over 100 people like it. Regardless of how many they had, I friended them all and I made a list. And then with that list, I reached out to every single person on Messenger. Again, it's a little bit of a time commitment, and I will put in the chat box what I sent to them. So it said, hi, so-and-so, thank you so much for liking so-and-so's post about how awesome she's feeling and how quickly she's losing weight. I'm her health coach and would love to chat with you more about my free services and to hear more about your health goals to see if the program I coach for would be a good fit for you. Some people responded with, hey, I was just liking that post to cheer on so-and-so. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And those people are the people in your mind, you're like, hey, they'd be a great coach. And then some people were like, oh yeah, like that's really cool. I've been watching and looks like she's losing really quickly. I'd love to learn more about that. Now, out of those hundreds of people I talked to, 4 became clients right away. Okay, so it was good. For all that time, I felt a little bit like, oh, this is a lot of time to put in, but like it increased my spheres of influence. Okay, so then December happened and January came along, and all those seeds I planted somehow sprouted, and I got 17 new clients in January alone. So you have to say that like there's some correlation of I planted seeds, I increased my sphere of influence, and that was the result of that. Now, I don't know exactly how many of those 17 came from those seeds, right? Because sometimes it's hard to tell the organic nature and, as things are interwoven. But I definitely think that some of that growth occurred because I put that time in November. So I want to say that, not to brag, but to like encourage you if things don't yield exactly what you're hoping for them to yield immediately, know that you are planting those seeds and you are increasing your sphere of influence, and that's powerful. And of course, what I said to those people in those messages, it was pretty bold, right? Like I don't do that on the norm. This was me in a growth period of I wanted to explode my business, and it worked. And to kind of go along with that too, I was a little bit concerned about like the backlash, like would people be like weirded out that this person, I didn't receive one negative comment. And if I would have, I think my response would have been like something about that's not a reflection of me. That's kind of how they're feeling about themselves. And is one bad comment worth 21 people not getting healthy? So just something to think about. And I would encourage you to also remember like the residual effect of other people tagging you in post tells other people that you're an expert at what you do. And so not only are you increasing your sphere of influence, other people are looking at that page and they're like, oh, wow, like a lot of people are tagging her. That's really cool. It's like, you didn't really do a lot of work. You put out $70, $100 and you got a lot of great things to happen. And so just like from a personal standpoint, it's pretty awesome too of like the impact that you're able to have. And there's no telling how many of those people that I've friended are going to end up being clients long-term. So I'm sure we're not talking about 21. I'm sure we're talking about 50 to 100 people at least. And also just logistically speaking, I forgot this one piece. So I messaged everyone, and then 1 week later, anyone who didn't respond, I sent them the exact same message a second time, and I put a little check mark next to their name. They didn't respond the third time. After the third time, I said, hey, I don't know if you saw this message. Just wanted to let you know I was thinking of you. I even wrote on some people's walls, okay? I was desperate. I was ready to grow, and I was going to make it happen. So decide your level of boldness of like what works for you. That's what works for me. And yeah, just wanted to finish up. I know we need to head on the leadership call here in about 5 minutes. So happy to answer any questions in the chat box, but I will turn it back over.
Cool, Katie, that's awesome. And Katie, real quick, since we are talking about activities to grow a business, to afford national convention. I mean, I think it's invaluable, but I know just a couple people are in that spot where they're making that decision right now. So we want to give them all the possibilities. I'd love for you to share. I know that you almost didn't go to national convention last year. Would you kind of share what you think might have happened, or I guess we can't really do that, but any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so my husband's best friend got married during national convention, and so we were back and forth. Plus, if anyone's followed our financial journey, we were in a heck of a lot more debt, and so we were having a hard time rationalizing, oh, can we afford a vacation? The answer was like, we can't afford not to. I needed my business to grow, and I needed to be awakened, and I trusted my mentors and the people who told me like it would be worth it. And 100% it was worth it. And you don't know until you go, but I absolutely promise there is nothing that will grow your business like national convention. It's not just the workshops. It's not just the people. It's not just the friendships. It's everything. It's all of it combined it's an awesome event, and it awakens you. And I promise I wouldn't have been at Go Global. I promise I wouldn't have gotten to do the incentive trip. And it was the catalyst. It was what opened my eyes to what was possible. And I would highly encourage you to sign up now. Get your stuff done now. I would even encourage you, get your hotel room reserved. You don't pay until you get there. It doesn't hurt to have the hotel room. I guarantee it's going to sell out. You might as well get that all taken care of, check it off, and we're all going. So come with us.
Paula, where's our group staying at? Are we thinking Hilton?
Yeah, we're staying at the Hilton, and we're actually, got some great rooms, and I think the rooms are like $189. You can have 2 queen beds. You can bunk up with people. Or you can come on your own. But yes, as Megan and Katie have both said, if you want your business to grow and you want to be bold in helping share this mission, you would not want to miss it.
Yeah. If your desire is to grow, I would ask yourself and your business coach, like, how can I make it happen? Because we want you at all the awesome trips that you qualify that you want to go to. We want you at all of those, you guys. And literally, I'll share just a little. I'm not saying you have to do this, but I had only been coaching for 6 months, a little more than that, when the first national convention came up, and I seriously asked my business coach, Tiana Wright, and her husband, Joe, can Sean and I share a room with you? I was pregnant with my second child. Tiana was pregnant with Evelyn, and I had my 1-year-old in that room, and we all, granted, they're our best friends, but I'm just saying, you do what you do. If something's important enough to you, maybe y'all think that's weird, but I'm just saying that it's worth it. I would share a room with them again. But, now I don't have to. So, but anyway, I really want to emphasize how awesome it'd be to have you all there. And if any of these things that Katie went over, or any of these like tips throughout the night that we've gone over have you have a question on them, just reach out to your business coach. We're all here to help. I think we'll get the recording up hopefully by tomorrow. And now we're hopping on the leadership call. So Paul, if you could just leave this open for one more second so everyone could look in the chat box. I just put the number up. I think I did a second ago. Yeah, I did. And we all can hop on leadership call. All right, guys, have a good night.